Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another review. This time is of the SH Figuarts Black Panther from Infinity War. Let's get started. First and foremost, we're going to jump into the fact that we're going to compare it to both the Marvel Legend and the previous SHF one, just so you guys can get a look at what's going on. Then we're going to jump into articulation. But the reason why I want to jump into the comparison first is strictly because I want people to know that you don't have to pick and choose. You can get all three, you can get one. It doesn't matter because everything is kind of giving you a different rendition and version. And I'm really excited because all three actually came out really nice. So I want to show you guys what's going on. To the left, we have the previous SHF one from Civil War, which is a really black and sleek design. It's really nice. On the right, we have the Marvel Legend from Infinity War, aka Black Panther. It's the same suit. And it came out really nice as well. And what's really dope about it is that although each one of them has their accuracies, they both bring something different to the table. And I'm really enjoying that. As you can see, the SHF, when it comes to Black Panther, he's actually a little bit bigger than previous ones, so he actually has some height on him, and I really, really like that. But anyway, after comparing those two and bringing them out, we're going to talk about this one, the SHF one from Infinity War. Now we're going to jump into articulation like we always do and start from the head and work our way down. So real quick, as far as head articulation can go up, it can tilt left and right. You can push forward a little to have the articulation to look down, and you can rotate it very easily. It's so very nice. It's one of those things where it comes in handy for an agile and a well-articulated character. So, as far as the arms go, it has the butterfly joint on the previous Black Panther. As you can see, it looks like he's pump faking you or buffing himself up. There is a hidden bicep swivel on the inside. As you can see, it's rotating here. And there is a forearm swivel that actually has a maximum rotation. The arms are double jointed, but the muscle mass from right here will get in the way. So this is about as far as they will go. Next up, if you want to know if you can do Wakanda Forever, the answer is yes. By using the butterfly joints and going forward, you can actually fold the arms to go over, and you can do the Wakanda Forever. Really nice. As far as the arm going up and down and rotating it, you can actually go up about this far. You can actually rotate your arm going all the way in a 360-degree motion, and it looks good to the point where it blends back in very easily to the suit. And that's something that I really, really enjoy. It's not one of those things where even if it comes out, it looks ugly. Because the only thing that's really going to look ugly is when you fold out the butterfly joints. But they have the same amount of black to match it. So when you're doing photos, it's actually not really an issue. So I really like that. The suit design is actually really dope. Because to me, outside of a hot toy, this is probably the next best rendition you'll get. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it. Let's get some light on it. But the markings are even in the helmet with the technology for the nano suit. When you want to add the purple lines for those who have gone to paint it over, it's really well done. The microfiber here on the chest, the nanites, really, really well done. Even on the hand, as it's a different color, you see where the claws would retract and how they fold in kind of like Wolverine. So it's really, really nice. I'm a big fan of this. I really like this design, and it came out really well on Black Panther. Now, as far as the ab crunch, one of the issues is that up here he's looking super buff, and here he's looking a little too thin. And that's one of the drawbacks aesthetically for the character. It's not going to look good. It doesn't translate well, obviously. But they do give you a great range of articulation to the point where if you go backwards like this, there is a huge gap. But the reason why is because it allows you to rotate both left and right on the figure. Please be careful when you're doing this because it actually can lead to paint rub at the top layer. So if you're trying to hide that, you can easily do that. But if not, just be careful. It is easily rubbable and can scrape. Same thing is going to be for the legs that I'm going to go over. Because even at the lower torso, you can rotate a little bit too. But you have the maximum articulation here in the upper torso. As far as the legs, I think this is probably the weakest part on Black Panther. Because the thigh cut is so large, it causes a huge hindrance of articulation on the character. Even though I can swing his leg left and right and forward, and I can come out about this far. If you shave this down a bit, because as you can see here, it's causing some paint rub. If you can shave it down a bit, you can actually get a greater range of articulation because it's hindered right here at the backside. So he kind of has the same issue, I guess, as Street Fighter Cammy had, where although it looks really good and functions really well, it hinders you in terms of articulation because it won't allow you to get the max that you would want to get. But you do get a great range, as you clearly can see, but it causes huge gaps. But the figure is still very dope. All in all, as you can see, I'm going to get him into some cool poses. So it's not one of those things where he can't pose. That's not the issue. It's just going to be ugly when you're trying to do super high kicks or certain jumps, or even when you try to fold it up. Again, it's not going to look as good as you would want it to, because right here it's causing paint rub. Right there it's causing some stoppage right there for me, and that's not a good look, as you can see. So like I said, the legs are probably going to be the weakest on Black Panther, but still shouldn't stop you from getting this figure, because you can actually still do a bunch of stuff on it, especially because he still has thigh swivel that allow you to still have the maximum range to rotate. You will still be able to get Panther poses, and he has a great range of ankle pivot. Toe pivot is nice as well, but it doesn't hold as strong as the previous one, but still very nice toe range. So real quickly, we're going to get him into a cool pose. We're going to talk about his accessories. And I know a lot of people on the first one, the first thing they were mad about was we did not get an unmasked head and we did not get claws. So on the second one, they kind of still gypped us, and it's one of those things where I get upset because we should have had it, but we'll probably get another figure. But we didn't get an unmasked head. Instead, as far as extra heads, we got one with the lens up. Is that cool? Yes. Could we have gotten an unmasked head? Yes. I would have preferred an unmasked head, but I'll take a lens up for what it is, you know. Either way, I'm always happy to get a new Black Panther figure. Now, previously, they gave us hands that had claws, but they were retracted. So you actually get those hands with this one as well. As you can see, they'll be retracted. They look really cool. But what's really good is you don't have to go out and get pre-painted ones or resculpted ones, because this time they actually gave us claw hands as well. And this is a big deal because it is needed for a character for Black Panther. It's a must-have. I don't see why you would. As you know, you've gotten the relaxed open palms, which I have on him now. And you have these right out the box. You have the closed fist hands for when you want to punch bad guys in the face. So you actually get this as well. So you get all those things that you get with Black Panther. And when you get the US release, you'll actually get a little bit of extra stuff. And I'm going to go over this real quick because I've already done a rock review and I'm not going to do another one. But real quick, when you get the US release, you actually get lava formed rocks. So these rocks are actually a different color from the previous ones. They have a nice lava-like effect and it's really nice. But again, I'm not going to review that because I already reviewed rocks. They're just a different color. So real quick, I'm going to pop on the lens head so you guys can see what that's like on the body. And it doesn't look bad at all. It actually looks pretty dope. You don't really see this too often in the movie either. I think you only see it like once in like a deleted scene. But you see it in all the marketing of stuff, so it's pretty cool. It looks really good on the figure though. It does. But just the added bonus, if you ever bought the old boy Black Panther head for the SHF, just note that it actually fits perfectly because it is the same peg. You just have an outdated head, but you still have the Chadwick Boseman like look, and it works perfectly fine. So I am a big fan of the old boy stuff, so I kept my head, and it works. It works very, very well. So real quick, I'm going to pop back on the normal head, and we're going to do a size comparison with a bunch of other things so we can see what it looks like next to other characters. So real quick, let's make him look cool and stand up straight. So as you saw previously, but I'm going to do one more time, I'm going to compare him to the other Black Panthers so you guys can see what's going on. Real quick, we have him standing up straight. Here he is next to the Civil War Black Panther from SHF. Here he is next to Black Panther / Infinity War one from Marvel Legends. And as you can see here, he actually stands pretty well with them. Really, really well. Next up, we're going to compare him to... actually, first let's compare him to Killmonger, because that's going to be one that everybody's going to want to know. So here he is next to Killmonger. Killmonger's a little bit bigger, but works out really well. Next up, compare him with Okoye. She stands about the same height as him. So this is really dope. Although not taller than Killmonger, or not as tall, I think he stands in really well with him. So that's pretty cool as well. Next up, we're going to compare him to Kamen Rider Kuga and a Marvel Legends Spider-Man. So as you can see, he's much bigger. Well, not much bigger, but he shows that he's significantly bigger for an SHF because he's towering over Cougar very easily. And with the Marvel Legends Spider-Man, he actually seems to be about the same height. So that's actually pretty cool. He seems to be more of in Legends range. They made him actually bigger for that. Next up, we're going to compare him with a Mezco Punisher. So with Punisher's like, wait, man, what'd you do? Punisher, he actually stands at a pretty good height. Next up, we got a synthetic human. And he stands taller than a synthetic human, which is rare because synthetic humans seem to be pretty scaling well with just about everything else. So it's pretty cool. Now we're going to compare him to a bunch of other... forgot Claw. Now, Claw is one of Black Panther's oldest and most notorious villains. So we're going to compare him because I really, really like Claw. So, we don't have a Marvel Legends one. But as you can see, Claw and Black Panther actually stand about the same height. Claw seems to be just a tad bit taller, but you could definitely use these two to compare in photos. Now, next up, I'm going to compare him with a bunch of his Infinity War counterparts, whether they met or not. Here he is next to Spider-Man and Black Widow. So as you can see, Black Panther actually is much taller than these two guys. Spider-Man's a kid, so it's okay. Next up, we have Doctor Strange with a modded old boy head. So it's a modded, painted old boy head. He's taller than Doctor Strange. Next up, we have Iron Man. So he's actually taller than Iron Man as well, too. Last but not least, we're going to do Captain America with another old boy head and R2K Trooper shields. So him and Cap are about a really good size together. And last but not least, Thanos. Thanos is gigantic. So that leaves that out of the question. So all in all, I think Black Panther's a really good height. I know Cap's a bit taller, so it shows. And the other guys are a little bit smaller. I know Doctor Strange and Star-Lord are a little bit tweaked out in terms of height-wise. But everybody else seems to be fine. All in all, I love this Black Panther. I think the legs could be an improvement. But maybe if I shave it down a bit, it'll be a little bit better. I think they made him a little too thick. But if you love the first one, you will obviously love this one because it's about the same articulation with a great updated design. So if you're feeling robbed on the unmasked head, pretty sure you can find somebody doing heads. And if it still bothers you to show and do one, I guess you can wait and see if they release another one. In the meantime, guys, I hope you found this informative. Hope you enjoy the photos at the end. But most of all, I hope you do good, be good, drink your water. Later.